What are you searching for a riddle?
I just write in kids' riddles. Literally.
What was mine last week? I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember either. It was
It was a give.
the answer was your name or my name. It's like
What is this?
What belongs to you that other people use more?
that you don't use. Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go.
This is just the first riddle that I've looked up. Question is, give me a drink and I will die. Feed me and I will get bigger. What am I?
Give me a drink and I will die.
Feed me and I'll get bigger.
Give me a drink and I will die. Kids riddle, you reckon?
Yeah,
You reckon this is a kid's riddle?
it says bigger kids riddle, but it's still it's still a kids riddle.
Give me a drink.
You got it, MJ? No. No. Is it something electronic?
No,
What is it?
a fire. So give me a drink and it'll
Yeah, right.
go out.
Feed the fire.
Feed the fire.
Feed the
Yeah,
flame.
that was all right.
Not bad.
Well, you didn't get it, so
Yeah. Bigger
I
kids.
said it was all right. Welcome back.
H.
good to be here.
Da 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 da.
Is the lid off or?
Lid's gone.
Well, I've said it week after week. The lid's off potentially externally, but internally it's very much 1 week at a time. And
Lids are locked down.
lids are still on very much. But no, it was I think every week of the last 8 or 9 wins, we've said, this will probably be the best win of that little patch. But I think nearly this one was, right up there as well. Because I think, after the way we started and just it wasn't going our way kind of thing. But to find a way again to win in tough conditions up there was a really good result. And obviously with what was on the line. And I was saying off air, our VFL had a disappointing loss beforehand, like as the curtain raiser. And there is something, there's something about it. I reckon if your VFL gets smacked earlier, there's like a little bit of don't know what it is, but I reckon it goes into the psyche of the day a little bit. So to bounce back after a poor start after that as well, and then get the win, it was a pretty cool. I texted Mum after the game. My Mum and Dad always check in, and I said, it was a bit of a scrappy, tough game, but that was probably one of my favourite wins in my 105 games, I reckon, because it was just, I don't know, it was just something about it. It was very fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
Obviously, more than 40 points down. It was
Were you 40 points down?
Yeah, quarter time. It was like 43 to 1 or something. Was it?
Really?
Did he kick a goal in the first quarter? I don't know.
I think he did. 48-8, that rings a bell. But it was just chaotic in the first quarter, and it looked like, you were saying, it looked like it was going to be one of those days for you guys.
Yeah. Well, because, as I said, the VFL, like, they just got smacked by 140 points.
Yeah.
They come out firing, like, 40 points up, and it was just like, could be a tough day. But, to the credit of the group, we found a way to get back in it, and then, to hold on at the end was, it was really cool. So, and to lock finals, and then, kind of the rooms after the game was pretty cool as well. Everyone was there, and it was good vibes.
So everyone knew the mathematical possibility. You knew finals was locked in at the end of the game. Did you know that going in?
I think we knew that we had a chance to like consolidate, like the result by winning. So I think it was still a good chance if we had a lost, with results or whatever. But we knew that if we, our destiny was in our own hands. So But then it's also kind of like, don't just want to make. I think Vossi talked about it after the game. Don't want to just make finals. We want to like impact them. We're not there just to make up the numbers. So as much as it's a good result to make finals for the first time in however many years it was, like it's the job's not done.
So this week you're playing the Giants, right?
Yeah.
So there's a very strong chance you could play the Giants in week 1 of the finals. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's the most likely possibility.
I haven't really looked at it too much, but I think it's probably what either Giants or Doggies finish 8th.
Yeah. If the Giants lose and the Dogs win, they'll jump them. But
and you can't move from 5th if you.
I think we can finish 6th if we lose.
Maybe you can. Let me have a look.
I think Saints can leapfrog us.
So it'll be 6 v 7.
Yeah, the Saints would have to beat Brisbane up at the Gabba, so
it's
also unlikely at this stage.
Oh, is that who they play? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like 5th is the most likely result, and then you'd play the
5th or
Giants.
6th either way, so a home final. But
is that weird though? Playing a team 2 weeks in a row?
I feel like it's happened before.
I reckon it happened recently.
Yep.
Yeah,
it rings a bell. Yeah.
Not sure who it was, but
it would be a bit strange. I reckon you'd want to be. Might have to speak to the coaches, but I'd wonder if they'd want to keep a couple of things up their sleeve tactically, or don't know. be a bit of a weird thing, but yeah, I guess all you can do is focus on this week and whatever happens results-wise happens, but yeah.
Yeah. You would have missed it, Ben, because you were playing at the same time, which hopefully dispels a few more of those you're the same person myths.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise they were so far down at quarter time.
Yeah, of course.
I checked the scores after the game and obviously you guys snuck home, but didn't realise it was one-way traffic in the first quarter. So
yeah,
it looked like a pretty tight finish. But how did your body feel first game back in a month? We always say that regardless of how much work you do on the training track and rehab, nothing can sort of compare you or get ready.
Yeah, that's right. You can do as much as you want, but you're always a bit underdone going in. Like you can do as much as you want, but the second you start playing again, you just haven't quite. You can't match that intensity or exposure. So no, I felt not too bad. I was a bit scratchy, but it was really hot up there like that. To come back into that game where it was like so zapping of your energy and hot and just it was like a bit of a tough one to come into. But
I had that last year. I missed a good chunk of footy with my knee. I had a knee injury last year.
Yeah.
And we played up in, I think it was Cairns, and it was like the first afternoon game ever played there, and I was not ready for it at all. Like, it was the first game back. It was like 35 degrees or something. You can't really prepare yourself, I don't reckon, for that first 15 minutes back.
Yeah.
Did you want to put a full ban on all daytime footy in Queensland?
Oh, I think for the travel. Is that what I said? I think for travelling teams, like they would find it a bit easier if it's those afternoon games. But we're saying, a few of us boys were saying, it's a big advantage for like to be able to acclimatise to that weather as a Gold Coast player. Like it's nearly a fortress up there. Like it's really hard to beat them up there.
So I was in Darwin, not Cairns. My apologies, but
so we'd moved on. We were,
but in my mind, I knew it wasn't quite right. So it's a stab in the dark. I should know that.
Have you been to Cairns?
Yeah, I have. Actually.
Oh, you have. Okay, yeah.
You played there.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So, but it was kind of amazing. It was like a Carlton home game in Gold Coast. There were so many Carlton fans there.
It looked like it.
There would have been more Carlton fans, I dare say, than Gold Coast fans. So it was weird. Felt like a home game away. We
should get you to comment on Charlie Curnow's game because he's just in phenomenal form.
He's playing some football, Charlie, isn't he? Jeez. Yeah. He obviously was really good throughout the whole day, but he went behind the ball late, and just we always talk about in those moments in the dying stages of the game, like don't need you to be Batman or Rockstar, just need you to just get the fundamentals right and play your role and own the moment. And I think he had a couple of really good moments in his role, which was as a spare defender. So I think that probably was the most impressive part for me anyway. Playing with Charlie, like the stuff he does up as a forward line, like he's done that for years now. But and it's never any less amazing. But it's I really liked how he went behind the ball and had that moment. So he's playing some very good football, Charlie. It's very fun to be in the same team as him.
Yeah, for sure.
He said, I don't know, he probably doesn't remember this, but he took a mark on I think it was on the 50, and it should have been 50. I reckon someone hit him late. Yeah, and then Charlie just went back and rolled off 2 steps and kicked it from 55, and then just walked past the umpire after, and he's like, didn't need the 50 anyway, mate. And just strolled back. Yeah. Charlie's not arrogant at all, but it was just kind of like a fun little, he's very jovial like that. So no, he's a pleasure to play with at the moment.
You had in front of a big crowd as well on the weekend, Ben?
Yeah, it was obviously a pretty important day for both clubs. Obviously, Richmond had their 2 stars finishing up, and we had Zebes. It was cool to be a part of. I think there was about 60,000 at the G. That was my biggest crowd I've ever played in front of.
Oh, really? Ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
We were talking about it post-game that I think previous was about 45,000 the year before against Collingwood at the G. And to experience, 60,000 was awesome. It was a good game of footy as well. Obviously, we were disappointed not to get it done, but even to play on Jack as well and seeing some of the emotion in his face towards the last quarter was really interesting to be a part of to a degree. It was.
Were you speaking? Did you speak to him throughout the game?
A little bit, yeah. Not about the game necessarily, about a few, I don't know, just things that pop up. But it was cool to be a part of, and from both teams, I think they did it really well, especially at the end where the Richmond boys clapped off Zebes, and then I think they did a lap of honour for Jack and Trent. So I feel sorry for Jack actually. I don't know if this is even out. But I think the last 30 seconds, Big X tackled him. It was a really strong tackle and got him pretty hard. And it turned out to be his last contest. And then the next day, because Luke McDonald did his hammy, and so he was at the MRI place, and Jack Rewalt was there. And so I think he actually ruptured his AC joint.
You're kidding.
In his last contest. I don't know if that's out, so we might break some news here, but
let's just go. Who's going to care?
Yeah, that's right. So I think he's ruptured his AC joint.
That would suck. Imagine that.
And might have to have surgery. So that bit of breaking news.
Tristan Jerry. Come on, mate.
He said he felt bad. He sort of tapped him as he was getting up, but
oh, that's hilarious.
It was such a loud whack as well, and I could see him grimacing in pain as he got up. But
poor Jack.
Yeah, it was literally his last contest in AFL football. He ruptured his AC joint.
Maybe that's like a sign that it's like,
yeah.
Well,
he made the right.
That's
call.
right. He missed 3 set shots in the last quarter as well. So
yeah, were you secretly a bit pumped?
Yeah, one of them. I'll let him go. We had like an extra one. I think Aiden called was sort of extra, and sort of let him roll up. And thought it was just going to be a contest, and I sit back a bit, and he ended up taking a really good mark, like a bit of a hanger, and I was like, oh God, if he kicks this, he's going to be replayed everywhere.
Yeah.
And he ended up missing it, so I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
He missed it. But no, it was cool to be a part of, man. It was one of those ones you'll probably remember that you were out there on a pretty cool day for 2 clubs. So
yeah. And of course, Jack Zebel played his last game. We should address the incident after the game. Just horrible in
there's not
South
head
Yarra.
we can sort of say, but
no.
It was horrible, yeah. I wasn't there personally, but it makes me feel quite sick in the tummy just to think about how it played out, and he's in good spirits, which is good, but yeah, it's a horrible, horrible situation, and he's having surgery to fix his injuries, so it's horrible, and wish him all the best, and hopefully see him soon, but it makes me feel honestly sick in the tummy.
Yeah,
to know someone, and in that situation, it was horrific.
Yeah, and from all reports, one of footy's great guys, Jack Zebel.
Yeah,
just doesn't deserve that kind of thing.
Well, footy or not, it's just it's disgraceful.
So. Yeah, that's right, absolutely disgraceful.
Moving on to the Gold Coast, so you obviously just played them on the weekend. Dimma, one of the worst kept secrets in footy, he has now been announced as of Monday as the coach of the Gold Coast Suns on a long-term deal.
Yep.
So that's a big footy story, and you just said that they have that fortress-like environment up there.
Yeah.
Do you think Dimma is the kind of guy that can turn that ship around?
I reckon they've got a lot going for them, Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And I think an experienced coach like Dimma, has the potential to come in and get them really humming, I reckon. And they're even just been up there for a couple of days. Like the lifestyle and the weather and the environment is just amazing up there. It's so great. So I think if they can have a bit of stability in that key role, and I think they've got a really good list as well. I think Dimma said today in his press conference that he feels like their next premiership window, like 80% of the players are there, and they have a very strong young core group. So I think it'd be great for footy in general if Gold Coast are up and really going well. So
well said.
All the best to him.
Has there been any backlash around Dimma's decision to leave the Tigers when he did?
Not really. Like
anything, but
there was a little bit of like Kane Corn's backlash, that kind of thing, because obviously grain of salt, but I don't know. Does that leave you feeling a bit?
I can see both sides.
Because he's given a lot to Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely.
That aspect.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What can you say? But as long as he's, in his decision, it was obviously pretty clear. And
what was his quote was perfect. He said, he's cooked the sausages 1,000 times and couldn't find a 1,001st way to cook them.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you get to that stage, then
and I'm sure you guys can appreciate.
I'm not saying I'm.
Yeah, what are you saying, Ben?
I was it's just a conversation.
Scoop over here.
Oh wait.
Scoop, please.
Reckons he stitched up the Tigers, dude.
No, it's just a question, mate.
No, it's a good point. He was, because he cited burnout, and then within 3 months he's back.
That was
so it's a very quick turnaround, but
burnout, and what they say, change is as good as a holiday. So a new environment, a new challenge, it can refresh you as well. So
we wish him all the best.
We like Dimma, so all the best, mate.
Moving on to the biggest footy story of the week, possibly the year. Yeah. So I don't know if you were watching it live. Did you see the Sydney Adelaide game live?
Well, we had just landed back from Gold Coast, and a few boys had it on their phones and were watching as we're walking through the terminal.
Yeah,
and kind of stopped over and watched the last kind of 2 minutes. And initially, I thought, good on the umpire. That's so great that he's seen the decision. He's backed himself in and just called for it. Well done, mate. That's awesome. Thinking that he made the right decision. And then wasn't until I got back home and looked at social media that I saw that it was clearly a goal.
Yeah.
So then I could understand the backlash, but it's a touchy one.
So unbelievable that it could happen.
What I didn't realise is that obviously if it's called a goal, they'll unofficially review every decision, right?
Yeah.
Because it was called a point, they don't unofficially review it in the arc, which was explained, I think, on social media, which I was confused about. But
well, we see examples of goals that go through and they're moving back to the centre for the bounce, and then they'll go, hang on, that was touched, and then they'll go back.
Well, that's because nothing else has advanced in the game. So as soon as it was called a point, they played on, and there was more like the game had progressed already, so you can't bring the game back.
Well, that's what they
if it's a goal, nothing else had advanced, so you can bring.
Well,
it
maybe
back.
they should if the arc is still.
No, you shouldn't. No.
So you think the Sydney Swans, once it was deemed a behind, they've played on, they've bolted, and they were pretty much in their middle of the ground, 40-50 behind.
Yep.
But do you think had that gone for another 30 seconds, the umpire could go whistle, and then say no, we need to check this again.
There's a grey area,
bring it back?
No.
You wouldn't want to, like American style, add time back to the clock and...
Yeah.
No, I don't reckon.
That's a good point.
No.
You don't like it?
I like how the decision's been made. Like, and this is also part of my thing is like, yep, they potentially might have been 3 points up, but then there was still a minute and 20. Like, who knows what could have happened? So
yeah,
as much as it's there was a wrong decision, it was like you cop it and you move on. I reckon. Like,
But I believe I agree with Will. I reckon if the ARC are sort of half reviewing everything anyway, and they can clearly see it was a goal, there's nothing to say that they can't tell the umpire and say you've made a mistake here.
Yeah.
And then to your point, they just add the time back that Sydney would have advanced the ground.
Yeah.
Let's say 30 seconds, whatever it is.
Do you reckon that it was because of the week before how we there was debate about, no one wants to make a big call in those moments.
Yeah, the Jeremy Cameron one,
but everyone's a little bit gun shy.
Yeah.
Do you reckon maybe the umpire felt like, this is what I thought, I'm just gonna go for it because of that potential conversation the week before?
Yeah, it's funny.
He just seems so confident.
It's funny how goal umpires, like as you just said, Harry, how they get complimented for making a decision and not wasting time with a review. But I don't know. I think that's got to stop because particularly in the last 2 minutes of a game, you can't just be having a guess.
Yeah.
But then I guess in his mind,
I just don't know how you get it that wrong.
I just don't.
So if it's hit the post, you
can't say, how do you think you get it that wrong? Like he obviously thought he hit the post.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know the goal umpire by name. He might be the best goal umpire in the league, and he, out of 100 attempts, he got 99 right, and one he got wrong. And we all make a million mistakes.
Yeah, but if you've got a solitary bit of doubt, surely you just say.
So I reckon there can't be blame on the specific umpire. It has to be on the system, because we can't bring down someone for making a mistake because he made a mistake. Who cares?
Yeah, good call.
We make a million mistakes. It's the fact that there's not clarity or there's not enough trust in the ARC system that there's just an A1 system to go bang. Yep, we'll review it straight away. There's not enough. There's no trust in it.
No, I don't think. Well, they just don't do a soft call on a behind. That's as simple as, isn't it? Like to your point, once they make a call on a behind, you can't bring it back. So maybe that's where they need to change the rule.
Yeah,
but then
we said this, given 30 seconds if it's a tight one to review it, and then they just add 30 seconds back on the clock and no worries.
But then so you have to do that for every goal of every play of every week.
It doesn't take long. If you're directly in front and kick a goal, it's obviously a goal. It's obviously those tight ones where.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we could? I was thinking that before. Do you reckon we could? How much technology or how far away from? In tennis now, there's no lines people. There's just it's automatic Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we could get it to a stage where there's no goal umpire? It's just like it's either a goal or it's not.
It's just AI.
It's just AI.
Yeah, calling it from the sidelines. There'll be a point where there's no umpires. There'll just be decisions being appearing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, or like over a PA system or something.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be freaky?
But I think because the umpire's more, that's on the individual to interpret the decision, but isn't a goal.
Well, it's chicken or the egg right now, I reckon.
Black or white?
There's been two mistakes probably.
Yeah.
One, the umpire got it wrong, which you probably are right. Is allowed to make, or he or she's allowed to make a call, and then it's insurance is the arc to, if they do get it a blatantly one wrong, then they potentially could bring it back.
Because let's say 10 years ago, say we're having this chat and
we're not having this chat 10 years ago.
Yeah, but can you listen to us for a second? So let's say, how long has the arc been in for? 6 years or something?
Yeah, that, yeah.
So let's say 6 years ago, someone had a shot on goal and the umpire said one behind. I think they hit the post. After the game, they looked back and it was clear that it didn't hit the post. We're blaming the umpire, right? We're saying that was the wrong decision was made. Mm-hmm. But now, so they're brought in the arc for that reason, right?
Yeah.
So
the howler.
Yeah, for the howler. And now I think the problem is that the howler's still getting through. So yeah, there's not enough trust in the arc system.
I reckon it's as simple as if they were to do a unofficial review for every point and every goal, problem solved.
Yeah.
Instead of just when it's a clear goal. You want to get it right. It's cost.
Edit that out. I want to.
You swearing?
It's cost Adelaide a finals berth potentially.
Yeah.
So you try to explain that to them.
Who knows? Sydney Swans could have gone down and kicked the goal.
Right.
Like, there's so many variables in footy. We get so caught up on one moment.
Yeah. If the arc were to unofficially check every point and every goal,
they do.
No, they don't.
They check every goal.
Exactly, goal, not point. So that's the issue.
Yeah. At the end of the day, had he just said, I want to review it, I reckon Adelaide are in the finals.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all it came down to, unfortunately. So I think it was human error.
Obviously, if it's clearly through the goals, no worries. But if it's just a tiny bit of unsureness about it, then just do it.
Well, that's obvious. Like everyone's saying, like if there's any doubt, just
yeah.
But then I reckon it was the week before was because we want to see some authority, we want to make some decisions.
Yeah, true.
So he goes for it, and that's a product of the system not being right.
I mean, in his mind, he may have clearly heard something, and then he's made a call. So
yeah, good talking point anyway. At the end of the day, something to talk about. Twinners and losers time.
Ben and Harry's.
I'm so excited for this.
Winners.
Are you prepared? Oh yeah.
And losers.
I hate cheese.
Oh my God. Any update on the cheese? Are you still?
Yeah, I still don't like it.
Yeah.
Have you tried it much
No.
since?
No, I like melted cheese. I think that's the difference.
How can you say that? It's cheese.
Just
yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah.
I just don't want cheese to dominate. That's my.
Well, I think I've said this before, but I'll have it on pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't hate the taste of it then.
I just don't. I don't taste the cheese.
I'm the same. When it's melted
different.
and just with meat and sauce, I don't taste it. But when it's cheese board, I'm not touching a cheese board.
No way.
No way.
I think it's.
You couldn't pay me $1 million to try a piece of cheese.
Yeah,
$1 million.
Wow.
Okay. I reckon $150.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, yeah, you can kick us off, mate.
Yeah, I don't have a lot for twinners. No, that's the first time. I'm going to be honest.
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
What did you say last week? You just said. What did you say last week?
I can't remember.
It was Will's. It was Will's jacket.
No, it was the business class. It was business class actually.
You said Will's.
Oh
jacket.
yeah, you're going to business class to Italy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, my losers, and this is going to be interesting. You bring it up early in the year, but
it's not brang. You brought it up.
Oh, he's got you there.
I hate.
I have heard you say brang.
You
before.
said brang. It's so. You sound like an idiot.
That's Harry's loser for the week.
Yeah, people that say brang.
You brought it up early in the year, and we don't play a lot of games at the MCG, Will.
Yep.
It's only our second of the year, and it was obviously a big crowd as we started earlier. And 90 minutes after the game, when we were leaving, the traffic on Brunton Avenue was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It took me 45 minutes to get home, and I live in Toorak, like 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So that was my loser, and it just resonated with me because you explained it earlier in the podcast.
That is true.
In the season. So,
so just to reiterate, you're copying one of my losers.
Not copying it, but I was just able to empathise with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's frustrating.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is annoying.
Yeah.
Especially because after a game, sometimes the last thing you want to do is just sit in traffic. You just want to get home and.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. It'd be a nightmare. It was funny because I was working at that game with the Saturday Rub crew.
Yeah.
And we usually try and get out as early as possible because the crowd's obviously leaving the venue. But 5 minutes after the siren, it was empty. Like everyone had stayed in their seats to see, obviously, Koch and Rewalt come off.
Yeah, because they did that, as we said earlier, they did that lap of honour.
Yeah.
So they would have been out in the ground for 25 minutes.
Yeah. But God, I was impressed. It was for nearly 60,000 people. There was not one person in the concourse or.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to be involved in.
Probably stuffed the traffic,
Yeah.
half an hour later.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was my loser.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have a twinner?
Not particularly. I'm not going to force it.
How do we feel about that?
I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, you got one job.
Make something up.
Make something up, mate.
You've done it so many times,
No.
let's be honest.
MJ's just reminded me for new listeners, Twinners and Losers, this is just like a good thing and a bad thing that's happened during the week. And traffic does come up a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't even realise that was another traffic one, but yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
It is something that affects us all.
My twin is kind of traffic related, but it's a positive. It's a positive.
Reeks have not been prepared.
No, listen. I reckon I've got asked a few times, or someone said like, "What's the biggest perk about being an AFL footballer?"
Yeah.
And it's like I was trying to think like, and I reckon I've nailed it. I reckon it's the valet parking at the airport is like the number one thing that is the best perk of being an AFL footballer.
Wow. What do you get?
So you essentially get this card, right? And you go straight into the car park, tap, and it puts you on like level 2 into the valet Virgin parking area.
Yeah.
It's actually not Virgin. What's it called? Melbourne
Airport.
Melbourne Airport parking. Sorry.
You get the same thing, but
Well,
And
I'm
it's
an
literally-
AFL footballer, will so yeah.
no, but it's not a
and you
club
can
thing.
just drop your car off,
Yeah.
and then literally walk 100 metres straight across to the check-in, and then as soon as you're off the plane, straight out, one tap of the card, and you bang. Like it's all on the card, so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's just it makes your airport trip very convenient. And that was just a reminder on the weekend. That's great.
That's a
my
great
favourite.
twinner.
Well, yeah.
That's a top shelf twinner because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I assumed you'd all get there on the same bus or something.
No. Some boys like carpool, but you give each other lifts and stuff in. But yeah, that's
Yeah, no, that was a good one. Well done.
is a benefit. And then the loser of the week is what's kind of traffic related again. Who would have thought? But I just want to say, is there anything more frustrating than when you let someone in on the road and then they don't acknowledge you with a wave?
Oh, yeah.
I think we've said this.
Have we said this
talked
before?
about
But I
this,
just
yeah,
had it the
Rings a
other day.
bell.
So that's a shocking loser.
That's how bad it is. Like, he just had to reiterate it.
Especially on a road where you know how sometimes in those kind of tight city
Skinny
ones
lanes,
where
yeah.
it's like there's cars parked on either side, and sometimes you can only be one way.
Yeah.
So like you can let pull over, you let someone through for a couple, and then if they don't acknowledge you and wave for that,
Yeah.
it's the most infuriating thing in the whole world.
Nah, fair shout.
Yep.
Oh, Harry's done a really good job.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Ben, yeah.
I just, you know what frustrates me, Will? When Harry, the last 2-3 weeks, has been really poorly prepared.
He's been poor. I agree.
You haven't given him the same feedback as what I received today. So that's just some feedback for you, Will. But well done, mate. You're really good today.
I don't think I've been poor lately. I think I've been all right.
Well,
reckon
you
you
didn't
got-
have any last week.
I
so-
did think of something late.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I'm sorry, Ben. You've been excellent. You've been excellent all year.
Oh, come on, mate.
That's fair.
Now just buttering him up.
Yeah. I feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
Oh, well, Ben, you got to do this bit.
No, I did this last week, so you can.
Oh, it's not a competition, mate. Just say it.
Just do it. I did it last week, and you gave me shit for it. So
He didn't do it great last week, did he? Remember, he had a bit of a horror.
I can't remember it.
just do it, as Nike would say.
It sounds so forced now. We need to change it up.
Just ad lib, riff.
Yeah.
Leave us a review. On
Yeah.
Apple,
If you're on
Podcasts.
Apple, give us a review. Click the bell.
How many reviews have we got?
That's a good
That's a
question.
really good question.
I hope they're positive if we started up on them now.
Don't read them aloud.
But yeah, we do love reviews, preferably 5 stars. And
I think our ratings are good. I've looked a couple of times. I think we're 5-star.
yeah, good.
4.9 maybe.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more than 4.9. There's going to be one person. Footy Grid.
77 people on Apple Podcasts have given a review or a star. Sorry,
I got,
A single star.
like you know,
What's
you
his
can rate
name?
it out of 5.
Yeah. There's a good review. Yeah. Oh, this is the weekly podcast, so look forward to the most. Great work, guys. More DMs. Yeah, these are all great. Good fun potty. Yeah, nice.
230 on Spotify have given us a 4.9.
Yeah,
Or
great. Oh, we're
whatever.
flying.
yeah.
Actually, you know what that makes my day? When someone comes up and says, "I love the podcast."
That's your twinner?
Yeah, you know what? That's
Oh,
what
nah, doesn't count.
Well, that's the same when I get called Rolo. It's just, it's positive reinforcement.
Has that
It's-
actually
it's
happened
nourishment.
though? Like,
Heaps of times.
look, well, you're not a Sky, but I just,
we sort of thought you were making it up.
I felt when you said it a couple of weeks ago, you might have been saying it just to fit in. I can't remember what we're talking about, but you were just like, oh yeah, I was walking around the
Yeah.
G, and if you've ever called me Rolo,
That actually happened. I went about 200 metres and got 2 or 3 Rolos. I reckon it was 3 Rolos, which is nice because I don't get recognised much.
do you get recognised much in every day?
Oh, like from the Marty show, maybe like 8 times. Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah.
But I don't know, when people stop and chat, it's nice. I encourage it.
Absolutely.
If people ever see me in the public and think, oh, I don't want to bother him, please bother
You know
me.
what? You should only respond to Rollo.
Yeah.
That should be your rule.
Well, I just don't even listen. Footy Grid. All right, so Ben's on 2. Harry's yet to score.
Didn't I win the first one?
No.
I don't think so. I think you've had 2
This
leads.
is a challenge for maybe MJ. We need to add up all the year's challenges
Previous
and see what
games.
the overall scores are.
Yeah. So you've definitely led both weeks.
Yeah.
So I reckon you've had a quarter time lead.
But you were happy with your process winning last week and just
No, that was the 2 weeks before when I beat the game. There was a rule change on the back of it. So
Was it?
yeah, remember how you couldn't just say your name and then
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He was stalling. You had names to
it's his
buzzer.
first one.
Now you just got to
answer.
say it, and then
Yeah.
I'll just say who got it after the fact
okay.
Cool.
because you sound very similar. But
Do you reckon?
do you not reckon?
Nah, I can't hear it.
MJ, do you reckon if they just recorded saying like, "Hello," you can now? MJ can pick the difference.
Yeah.
He's saying,
Easily.
Wonder how the fans would feel about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's next week's challenge, maybe.
interesting. I think I can now too, but geez, first time listeners.
But you still can't tell us apart, can
No,
you?
I can. I reckon.
Be honest.
I reckon I can do it now.
Do you reckon one day when we'll do it, I'll sit in Ben's chair and see how long we go?
Nah. I think I know the subtleties now. Your teeth are different.
I've got good teeth now, eh? Do you reckon?
Right, he was going to say my teeth are better, were you?
No,
I'm doing
your
Invisalign.
front teeth come slightly
Like
lower
buck
than
teeth.
your.
You got like buck teeth.
Yeah, you got a bit bucky.
No, I don't.
You should be buckets.
No, because I'm doing Invisalign.
You still got buck teeth, though.
No, because the next set, these ones come down more.
They pull down.
Yeah.
So you won't be bucky for long.
No, because my teeth are. Have I told that story?
Don't know.
Bucky
Oh,
rugby.
that's just tell it, eh?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Well,
So
want to be a good story.
shut up. Don't bring me down before I've even said something.
What do you reckon you do every time? Yeah.
I never do that. Anyway, the year was 2016, I think it was. But anyway,
So you'd been drafted at this point?
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So maybe second year in the system, we're playing a
2017,
practice match, and for whatever reason, I lost my mouth guard. I didn't have my mouth guard that week.
Yep.
I always used to wear a mouth guard. Didn't wear my mouth guard that week, and and actually I played really well. I had a good game. So being a little bit like superstitious and stuff, I was like, oh, I'm not going to, that was the reason why I'm not going to wear a mouth guard.
Yeah.
So I didn't wear a mouth guard for the next, 6 or 7 weeks. And then finally I was like, I'm going to get a knock on my teeth or something. I got to start wearing a mouth guard again. Like as much as it wore off. I think I didn't even play that well. So
Yeah, the
the superstition just
in the
realize
bin.
it's not real.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I'm like, yeah, this game I'm gonna wear my mouth guard. So I had it in my sock ready to go. And then I was thinking, oh, I'll just play one more game without it. Like I just left it in my sock.
Oh my God.
And then in the second quarter or something, I had this massive hit in my teeth, and my front teeth got caved in and went through my lip.
Yuck.
And I had to get all these locals in my mouth, and they had to like pull my front teeth back up and stuff, and it was gross. Very painful.
Oh, that's
I don't
horrific.
feel sorry for you, though.
Look, I kind of agree. I can't believe any professional footballer
So this is a good
plays
story.
that amount.
So Dad, when we were playing junior footy, would not allow us to play if we didn't have a mouth guard.
Right, so they've been drilled into you.
Yep. Yep. So I remember. I remember.
Ben,
I don't remember that.
I always play with it. I remember driving to a game and having misplaced it that morning, and Dad would always stop in and get a fresh one if we didn't have it.
just like a chemist.
Well, I don't
one.
know
Yeah,
about
like
that,
a
yeah.
cheap one. Yeah. If we ever get Dad on the show, he will back me up on this.
Let's go on. Jot that down, Andrew.
Yeah.
Father's Day's coming up.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Good call.
Could be my guest.
Anyway, that was my story about my teeth getting knocked in.
Yeah.
So now,
But it's still the same teeth. They weren't-
yeah, no,
so
they
bucks
both
teeth, yeah.
died and stuff, but I had to get a fair bit of dental work.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm doing Invisalign, so
Yeah, nice.
Well done, mate.
thank you.
All right.
What were we even talking about? Oh, Footy Grid, yeah.
Footy Grid.
Ben's on 2, Harry's on 0, head to head. We've got 5 questions here. I'm going to name 2 categories, and you've just got to name the first player that comes into your head. First person to get a correct answer gets a point.
No worries.
Nice. All right. Played in the 80s and played for St Kilda.
Tony Lockett.
Oh, wow. Ben's on the board. You're shitty, Harry.
No. If I was wearing a hat, I'd tip it.
All right. Played in the 90s and played for Brisbane.
Michael Voss.
Lynch.
Michael Voss.
yep.
Harry got it. Nice.
Yep.
Alistair Lynch is also correct. All right, one apiece. Played in the 2000s and played for Fremantle.
Heath Black.
Oh!
Who? Don't ask me why I know that.
Heath Black is not who I expected.
Who's Heath Black?
Yeah, he also played for the Saints.
Saints, yeah.
I don't remember a lot about Heath Black's career. But he's not the first 2000s Fremantle player that comes to mind.
You take it, though.
Harry can win it here.
So if I get this, I win?
Yep.
Yep.
Another lead, though, which he's known to fumble.
Quietly confident over it.
All right. Won at Brownlow and played for Sydney.
Tom Mitchell.
Oh, good get.
Yeah, technically.
Technically. I love a technical.
But he didn't play for Sydney, though. Was that in the rules?
Yeah, he
didn't win
just
the
has to
Brownlow.
do them individually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's a good get. It's not even in the top 5 I would have thought of. For the win. 2 apiece. Won a Lee Matthews trophy and played for Geelong.
Patrick Dangerfield.
Oh.
Patrick Dangerfield, I reckon he won one. Oh, Ben stole it.
Let's see if he did, though.
Ben
Did he?
stole it.
We did.
MJ's nodding his head. I reckon 2016.
Yep.
Around that era. Wow.
Yeah,
That is.
three-peat.
Oh, I would be
Three-peat.
dirty.
Couldn't script it.
Three-peat.
I would be so dirty. What a game.
Let's go.
That always works.
Always goes to 5, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good
Supreme
contest.
confidence.
Good contest.
I said I was confident, even
Yeah.
when I was 2-1 down.
Well, Carlton have made the finals, H. Well done, mate. This is a little treat from MJ.
Thanks, MJ. We made the
Sure.
finals. We haven't done anything yet, so
How's it go? No,
You got an impact.
that's right. We're just not making up the numbers, mate.
Yeah.
Where's the team?
Do you know the words?
Never let's. Yep.
Hey, that means maybe he's coming to Carlton.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that a scoop?
Hot seat.
I reckon I know every word of every club song.
I reckon you don't.
I agree.
I'm pretty close.
I reckon you'll make a few errors. Because I feel
I'd
the
be,
same,
I'd
but
be
then
pretty close.
All right, sing the...
This is a challenge for another day, but I used to sit there. This is a good story. We used to have like a little record, and
Yeah.
one year we got at the time all 16 clubs songs, and I'd sit by the record and just play it
Yeah.
consistently, and I learned all the team songs.
Well, what about the Suns?
Yeah, I just learnt it when they got in the league. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, that is impressive.
Well,
Well,
I find when I'm out there, if we run out first and they run out second, I just sort of sing the song to myself. The opposite team song, yeah.
da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Oh, well, nice one.
When the Tigers were out on the weekend, I was just sort of singing it to myself.
Yeah, well, they do have a banger. So.
They do. Anyway.
Nice.
Anyway, cool story, mate. Can you actually...
You can't
I
talk,
like
mate.
it. It's
That
a
was-
good,
Can you,
it's a good challenge for next week.
call me up at 9:30 at night and just tell me that story again, please? Put me
If we're talking about
put me
poor
to sleep
stories, if
nicely.
we're talking about stories, you've had 2 or 3 shockers.
Have I enjoyed these shows?
The teeth one, I don't feel one bit sorry for you.
I wasn't looking for sympathy. I was just explaining why I was wearing a mouth.
We'll agree that it was.
No, I just think you should be wearing a mouth guard.
No, I agree. That's why I started wearing a mouth guard again.
Installed.
Nice one.
Bad luck.
Go, boys.
Go Roos.